Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the National Weather Service Peachtree City's office's weekly weather briefing. I'm Sid King, and I'll be giving you a rundown on what we can expect in the coming week. So just to hit some highlights to start out, we're going to be looking at gradually warming temperatures through the end of the week and into the weekend. The cool temperatures that we experienced early this week have come to an end. They're going to climb a couple of degrees each day, reaching the maximum temperatures on Sunday, with highs ranging from the mid-80s in far north Georgia to mid-90s in south central Georgia. There is a disturbance south of Florida that is expected to move northeast into the Atlantic. It has about a 70% chance of developing into a subtropical depression or storm this weekend. However, it's expected to remain offshore with no impacts to north and central Georgia. And then scattered thunderstorms in North Georgia are expected on Sunday and Monday ahead of an approaching cold front. Widespread severe weather associated with this front is expected to be very low risk and is not anticipated. There is limited precipitation expected with this, less than 1/4 inch overall. And then marginally cooler temperatures in far north Georgia are expected early next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, under a wedge that builds in behind the cold front as it moves through the area. So for our short-term synopsis, we have a high-pressure system to the east over the Atlantic that's forcing southerly flow over the area, and that's bringing warm and moist conditions into Georgia. This influence of the high pressure and then a upper level ridge is going to limit rain chances today, tomorrow, and Saturday, with the exception of maybe some isolated showers and thunderstorms here and there in the far north. As we go into a long-term synopsis, this is a look at Sunday morning. We have a few features here that we're keeping an eye on. High pressure to the east, still forcing that southerly flow, and that's going to remain until we have a cold front pushing into the southeast Sunday and Monday, and this is going to traverse towards the area, bringing rain chances into the area. And then that's going to be a little more of our period. We're going to be looking at that tropical disturbance, and that's going to continue moving to the northeast, because the cold front is going to continue to push that system out away from the coast as that moves into the area. So those two features are going to interact, and the tropical system is eventually going to get absorbed into the frontal system towards mid to late next week. So here's our 5-day tropical weather outlook. The disturbance in the Florida Strait has about a 70% chance of developing into a subtropical storm over the weekend as it encounters favorable conditions. The cold front should keep the system offshore and away from Georgia as it moves into the area. So this is a very minimal concern, but we're going to continue to monitor it. So due to the influence of the high pressure and also the warm and moist southerly flow off the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic, we're going to be looking at temperature increases each and every day through the weekend, starting in the generally the mid to upper 80s today, and increasing up into the mid 80s and into the mid 90s by Sunday. And then we can see our 30–40% chances of rain Sunday and Monday. And then if you look in a couple of the northern sites like Rome and Blairsville, we're looking at mid 70s to low 80s in those northern areas in the beginning middle parts of next week, associated with with wedging building in over that area. Although only minimal precipitation is expected on those days. So with the increasing temperatures, we're going to peak out into the mid 90s around Columbus, Americus, Dublin, and those areas down there. But the increasing moisture with the flow coming off the Gulf of Mexico is going to mitigate fire danger potential in spite of the increasing temperatures. Shifting gears a little bit to the rain chances, those hot temperatures will be fairly short-lived on Sunday because we're going to be looking at a 30–40% chance of showers and thunderstorms in far north Georgia Sunday and Sunday night, and then spreading across most of the forecast area on Monday. So this is during the daytime Sunday. Mostly our chances are north of the Atlanta metro area. They start to spread a little southward into the overnight period, Sunday into Monday, with 30–40% chances in the far northern tier and about 20% chances along in the metro area. And then those continue to spread south, covering most of our forecast area with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day Monday. Of course, the probability with severe weather associated with this cold front is low, and we're not expecting any widespread severe weather events at this time. The dry mid-level air on the backside of that subtropical disturbance is going to limit deep moisture and ultimately rainfall amounts. We're going to be generally looking at about 1/4 inch of rain or less across the area Sunday and Monday as a result of this dry air. So not very much heavy rain. You could get a little heavier amounts with any locally strong storms that occur, but we're not looking at any flood outlook in association with this system. Some more good news. We don't have any river flood concerns expected in Georgia. None of our points in our area are expected to enter flood stage. For our 8 to 14 day outlook, starting next week, we're looking at about a 40% chance of being drier than normal, and then up to about a 60–70% chance of being warmer than normal. So it looks like hot and relatively dry is going to be the rule for about a week out from now. So just to sum up today, gradually warming temperatures are expected through the weekend. We're going to peak in our highest temperatures on Sunday, where our highs are going to range from the mid-80s in North Georgia to the mid-90s in South Central Georgia. Of course, we're not expecting fire danger concerns in spite of these temperatures because of the moist air off the Gulf and the Atlantic. The disturbance south of Florida and the Florida Straits is expected to move northeast into the Atlantic. About a 70% chance of developing into a subtropical depression or storm over the weekend, but is expected to remain offshore because of the cold front moving through our area, pushing it away, and is not going to have any impacts to north and central Georgia that we know of at this time. Scattered thunderstorms in North Georgia on Sunday and Monday are expected ahead of an approaching cold front. We're not expecting any widespread severe weather associated with this system, and precipitation amounts are going to be limited, generally less than about 1/4 inch of rainfall. We will have a little bit of a break from the hot temperatures in far north Georgia and have some mid-70s and low 80s underneath a wedge building in behind the cold front. So that concludes this weekly briefing. Here's our contact information if you ever need to get in touch with us. And on behalf of all of us here at the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, we'd like to thank you for your attention and for all that you continue to do. We hope you have a great week.